Hi, I'm Lucas, and this is the tutorial for the Historia Realis province administration prototype. So, you open the game, and you're going to see this. Let's start with the actions. There are different types of actions, which are work, rest, and leisure. And these actions have different things that they do. So, work means that you're going to do work for one of the groups in the province. It's going to take some time, it's 10 days here, and you're going to spend some rest in order to do that, and you're going to do 32 good work for the Publicani here with this action. Here with this rest is going to take 12 days, and you're going to gain 27 rest. So these are your basic choices in the game. Here, let me do the work action to see what happens. Oh yeah, and the leisure one, just to go over this one. This one gives you morale. I'll get into this in a bit. So let's do the work action, and the action starts. It has a timer, the days are passing and the action is getting completed, and eventually it is either a success or a failure. So towards the end it will show you the actual result. And a success just means that the action went well, and it will get a little bonus for whatever you were doing. So I'm going to get a little bit more contribution than I was expecting. And let's unpause so that the action fully completes. And when it fully completes, I'm thrown here back into the new action to take my next action. Okay, so those are the different types of actions and the fact that they have failure and success. So since I did the work one, next I could do the rest one, which is going to take some time and give me rest. And let's get into the character attributes. You can see them down here. My rest bar, I'm at 60%. I have also morale, which is at 80%. So what rest does is allows you to do better actions. By that I mean they give you more contribution. So this number, this 12, is higher the more rest I have generally. And it also increases the likelihood that my work is better. So excellent is the best one, or it can be a little bit worse, like good, or it can be terrible, I think is the worst. And so that's what rest does. And morale is mostly for the success and failure of actions, which is just for the little bonus right now. So here I can see I failed to rest, but it's okay because I still get my rest. I just don't get any bonuses from the action succeeding. Okay, so that's character morale, which is for success and failure of actions. That's rest, which is mostly for the quality and contribution to work actions. And there's also influence, which comes from doing projects. So you can see that when you do work for some group, the local elite or the publicani or the governor. And we'll get into the projects in a bit, but I just want to get into the time simulation first. So when you perform an action, sometimes they take quite a while, and you can speed that up here with the speed controls. You can also use your keyboard keys 1, 2, 3 to speed that up a little bit, and space to pause if you need to. But the game also auto pauses at different times. When you complete an action, the game will automatically pause so that you can have time to think about your next one. So those are the basic shortcuts. The only ones yet implemented are the speed control shortcuts. Okay, let's take a look at automation. There's this button here which allows you to automate your action choices. So if you want to be lazy, you don't want to be picking all the time, you can just press this and it will pick for you So I was thrown out of that window because it was auto picked for me. And when that ends, the next action is also going to be picked for me and show up here. And we'll look into how to direct this automation in a little bit with focus, but which is here. But let's end this season first to see what happens. I'm going to speed up the simulation a little bit just to go through the end. And here the season has ended. So at the end of each season, which is 90 days or 3 months, you get a little report about what happened that season. And you see that the governor's project excelled. Oh, they all excelled actually. And you also see the top character for each of the projects, and you see your rank. I only participated in the Publicani and the local elite projects, and I was ranked 9th by total coincidence on both of them. And I got a little bit of influence here, 4 influence from this, 3 influence from this, and now I have 27 influence instead of 20, which I had before. So that's the end of season report, and I can continue after that. And next we're going to look at the player rank in the project. How do we get a better rank than 9th? Well, if we are automating, we're probably not just automating kind of randomly as we are now. We're probably not going to get that very well. So let's try to focus again and let's get some rest and then see if we can find some work to do. So as you can see here, the work actions are always for a project. The other actions are not. They are not related to specific projects. So what you generally want to do is focus on 1 or 2 projects to get a really good contribution numbers on them. So here I can start on the local elite. And the projects are going to progress based on those numbers. But the thing is, I'm not the only character, of course, contributing to the stuff. So there are a whole bunch of other characters that are contributing to all of these projects, and whatever actions they take increase the progress for the projects. And so that's player rank. Right now I'm 5th in this project because I did a little bit of work for it. Each project is made by a different group in the province, and they end up with different qualities, and they end up with different progress as they don't all get to 100%. Sometimes they go over 100%. And they all have a different effect that they're trying to achieve. So the governor is trying to increase security, the Publicani are trying to decrease security, and the local elite are trying to increase the province's condition. This is what the projects are trying to do. But these effects, they don't really do anything yet. They're just kept here for reference, the stats of the province, but those have no impact on the simulation right now. They will have some impact later on in the full game. Okay, and then the projects have results, which we're going to have to end another season to take a look at the results again. So let's just automate this to the end so we can see the results again. Here we had different results from last season. The governor's project was a flop, the Publicani project was a flop, and the local elite excelled. And what the flops mean is that instead of getting they shouldn't get what they wanted, right? So the security shouldn't increase or shouldn't increase much. I don't remember exactly what I put it in there, but something like that. But in addition to that, and more relevant for the player, the flops will make you get negative influence for the better you did, because it's like you were responsible, right? If you're number one in the project and the project was a flop, you kind of get the blame for it and you get negative influence. Luckily, we were pretty far down the list in the projects that flopped, so we lose some influence. But we got number one in the project that excelled, so we got a lot of influence to compensate for that. And now we are at 48 influence, and our rank increased. Like, we were last before and we jumped over to number 5 amongst all the praetors that are working in the province doing the same thing that we are doing. We're pretty good. Okay, so that covers the results. And well, we have seen that each new season there's a new project. So as I continue here, we're going to see that the projects have all reset. There are new projects to work on. And we just looked at the influence rank as well, which we got to number 5. And the influence right now is just a way to keep your score. We have seen that the other characters are doing the same as you are, so they're also taking rest actions to improve their rest. They're taking leisure actions to improve their morale, and they're also doing work contributing to the different groups in the province. And your goal here in this prototype is to be number 1. Eventually, later on, with updates to this prototype and in the final game, you will have other goals. So you'll be able to be corrupt and so on. But right now, in this version, the best you can hope for, basically the only thing you can do is to be the most influential prefect. And the way you do that is by doing well in the projects, right? As we have seen, especially being first in projects that excel by having good progress and good quality. Okay, now let's look at some of the other features. I guess the other feature, which is setting a focus. There's a tab here called Manage Focus, where you can direct the randomness of the new actions a little bit. So here you have 3 focuses that you can set, and what they do is, well, you choose where to focus in on. That can be the governor's project, it could be the publicanis project. I can set another to rest, I can set another to leisure. And what this does is it makes these actions more likely to appear in the pool of possible actions. So whatever work I do is probably it's more likely to be related to the publicani if I am focusing on that. So I have set my focus. We have seen that what the focus does, which is makes related actions more likely to appear. And there's also these numbers here, which is just the weight of the focus. So how much of a focus is it putting on. So for example, here I have a 2 on rest and a 4 on leisure. I could flip this because I actually need more rest than I need morale. So it makes more sense to put this rest here and put the leisure here. And then, well, I'm already automating my action choices. So I could turn that off to see if my options have changed a little bit. Well, this rest is focused. So, right, I needed rest. I put some focus on rest. And I got an action related to what I wanted, what I set my focus to. So I could rest to regain this a little bit, which was very low. And now I'm doing work mostly for the Publicani, which yeah, they were my focus. So there's that. Maybe it's random, maybe these are focused, I'm not sure. Okay, so that's focus, and you can also just automate the action choices, and the focus is going to also take effect. So this is a way I can play that out right now and just say, yeah, automate it based on my preferences, and the game will do that. And I can speed things up to go towards the end as we reach the end of this tutorial. Another season is going to complete here, and we did okay. We gained some influence, but the others just gained more, I guess. So we're now at number 8, and I could have turned off the automation to try to get a better placement there, but I just skipped through the end and eventually got to number 4, which is not bad. Decent result. And so that's, as we reach the 4th season, as the 4th season ends, that's 1 year in the province. And for this prototype, that's where the game officially ends. And you get some stats here: your report, your final influence, your rank, number 4 out of 14, and the influence of the top character was 92. So Lucius Licinius was the winner, and I, Faustus Blasio, is number 4. And you can see how many work actions I did, rest, leisure, the total number, how many successes, how many failures, my success rate, how much rest I gained, the total spent, morale, total spent, total work contributed, and the average quality of my work. And you can also see some stats for the groups in the province. So the governor got some power based on the projects completed and their result. So that was 1 project done, 2 flopped, and 1 excelled. That's a total of 4 power according to the scoring, how much work was done and the quality of the work that was done. And the Publicani got 5 power, so a little bit more, and the local elite got a lot more, so that's 12. They only excelled. Oh, amazing. So well done for the local elite for doing well in this province for the year. So what you can do now from here is you can either continue on endless mode, just for this prototype. You can continue for 2, 3, 5 years. You can just go on to play with it, see what happens. Or you can, so if you do that, if you continue, it will just take you back to the season end report to show you how this particular season 4 did, and you can continue from there for the simulation to keep going. And you could have also restarted, and you can restart at any time as well by coming here to the overall end tab. And if you do press restart, this will restart your progress. It kicks you back to the welcome screen, and then you just go to press the next button here, and it restarts everything. So here we are at day 0, and we are at the 1st season again. Everything is reset. You got a new name, new everything. And you can try again, see if you can do better or what you can do differently. So that is how to continue, and that is how to restart. And thank you. We are at the end of the tutorial. There's a lot more updates coming, a lot of ideas that I have to add to this to make it more fun, more interesting to play. And please, please, please leave your feedback. It's extremely valuable to me to know what you liked, what you didn't like, especially, so that I can make changes and improve. And you can find the link to the feedback form in various places. So here there's an in-game button you can press. If that doesn't work, you can find it in the description here as well. And it takes you to this feedback form where you just answer a few questions, and that's it. This will be very, very useful for me if you can do that. And you can also join our Discord to talk to me directly and give me feedback, tell me what you think, give me suggestions. I'd really appreciate that. So that's it. Enjoy, and thank you very much. Bye bye.